Okay, so it is time for the big reveal. So I've had this curing for about 36 hours just because I had to nick off to work and it was too late for me to do a reveal on camera. So I've left a little bit longer. It is 36 hours later and we're going to have a look and see how these have cured. So fingers crossed, we'll see how they go. So I'm taking my plastic lid off. Just plop that down there. And we'll see how we go. So this is kind of really nerve-wracking because I really hope it worked. It's the only thing about this, you have to wait till the next day to see if it works. So I will probably start off with these little guys here that I did just because I want to make like little tiles sort of thing. So I've just popped him out. Ah! Oh, he looks cool. There's one. One's with the white. These are just little bits that I use the leftover with, and he's got a little bit of a funny edge on him, so I can just sort of file that off. And then there's, what are there, two more? Yep, so there's those two as well. Cool. So what you can do too is if you have any drips and stuff like that that have kind of hardened and cured, just store them all in like a little jar, and you can actually sprinkle them into your projects and it sort of gives it a sort of a more textured look. So I'll show you what I did with my little bits from the UV resin. I just kind of picked off the drips there and left them there, and I'll just put them in a container. You can sprinkle that in your resin and it sort of gives it that kind of different look. So that's that. Let me pop him over there. So I'll get them over the road. So the bookmark that I did, just using up the leftovers. I'm just going to peel him out gently. Looks like he's... I sort of went through and went tap, tap, tap. Yep. Hopefully that's good. I'm just going to pull him out of that mold. Just make sure I don't break that little thingy there that makes the hole. That bit up there. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Plug him over there. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that. That's the little paw print one. Oh, that came out gorgeous. Really, really pretty. So what I was thinking with this is it's quite thick. So I probably wouldn't use them as bookmarkers per se. But you could always sort of thread a bit of ribbon on there. They're very, very lightweight, and you can hang them up on the Christmas tree. Or you can hang them in the window and it sort of will spin around and collect that light, especially if you have glitter in there. So that's kind of what I was thinking with the bookmarks that I made. So that's that one. That is pretty cool. And then I might try these guys here. We'll leave the Dreamcatcher last because I'm kind of scared, just in case it didn't work out. And these are just your little pendant molds that you can make earrings and necklaces out of. Just going to pull that off of that hole maker thing. There we go. So that's one. That looks pretty cool. There's one. The bigger one. I'm just doing it gently because I don't want to break my mold, but it's coming out pretty easy. There we go. Oh, that's cool. That'll make an awesome necklace. And it's something different. No one else has them. Very unique. Oh, I like that. I tell you what, that fine glitter stuff is pretty awesome. That's far better than what I thought it was going to do. So that's that one. So that's quite thick, isn't it? You don't have to make it as thick as the mold. You can sort of pour it halfway if you want a thinner sort of thing. But oh, I like that, and I love how it's clear. And we'll do this one. Oh, that's nice. That's kind of like, I use the leftover white and a little bit of the silver powdered glitter. That's cool. Oh, this is so exciting. It's like nerve-wracking because you're thinking, oh my gosh, I hope it's set. Especially because I just kind of plonked it in there, and I wanted to weigh it And my stupid scale didn't work. There's that one that's pretty. That's just using those crystal flakes I got from Kmart. It's really pretty. Alright, we've got 2 more of this and we'll go. That's a really pretty teardrop one. Oh wow, that's cool. So I added the glitter, like I did these guys first. And then I added the glitter after I poured all the clear in. And so you can sort of see that glitter coming through from the back, but it's kind of like on another dimension, if you like. That is cool. And the last one of this lot. So normally I wouldn't have made up that much resin because I knew it was going to be too much, but I wanted to play around with some of these molds. Now this one, I don't know if you can see, I actually filled it too deep. But that's okay because you can just drill a hole in that. That's too... Oh no, it went through. Oh cool. Oh, I take that back. But you can get a little drilling thing where you can add holes to these. Oh, that's a square one. That is cool. So I try to sort of layer it a bit without having to cure it in between layers, and that actually worked. Again, I added a little bit of that glitter at the end. Oh, I love those. They turned out really cool. Okay, so plunk that up there. And then my coaster. Again, I just plunked it. I just poured it in and just kind of slapped it in there. And this coaster mold was from KMart, actually. And you get a set of 2. I thought, oh yeah, I'll try that. Oh, wow. Oh, that is awesome. That's not bad for just plonking some leftover resin in. Oh, wow, I love that. That is so cool. And gee, that's hard as a rock. Oh, gee, I love that. Awesome. Alrighty, and then we get onto the one that we want to have a look. So this is a beautiful Dreamcatcher one that I did. Now let me just get these molds out of the way so we can concentrate on him. Okay, so that's the Dreamcatcher mold. And, oh my goodness, alright, hopefully this will work. Let's get all these guys out of the road so we can concentrate on what we're doing. Alright. So I'll zoom you in a little bit. There we go, much better. Okay, so if you remember, I did the glitter in this one and it sunk to the bottom, which is fine because that is the front. And I sort of did the blue glitter on the bottom of this one and then finished it with a little bit of silver and white and then some clear. Same with that, and then this was a glitter and I just kind of... I was a bit worried because it went over the top there, but anyway, we'll start with the moon. Oh, yep, that's looking pretty good. He's got 2 holes in him, so I'll have to just be a little bit careful. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. That is so pretty. That turned out gorgeous. And you can see the different layers in there of those sequins and stuff. That's pretty cool. I wasn't sure if it was suspended or not. So there's a little moon. Take out the star. It was so hard not to come in and play around with it and poke it. See, did it sit? Did it sit? And there's the star. That's cool. That's pretty cool. So there's a star. And we'll do the feathers. So the feathers didn't have holes for you to hang it. So I'll have to make one. I'm just being very gentle because of those little pointy bits there. I don't want to break them off. But the mold feels really good actually. It's not stiff, but it supports itself, which is good. It's just a little bit caught on that one. I'm trying not to break. There we go. There's a feather. Wow, look at the detail on those ends. Wowee. That That looks awesome. Oh boy, I love it. And I put those little silver crystal bits in there. You got that beautiful blue glitter. Oh, that is so pretty. We'll do the next one. I'm kind of really nervous about the Dreamcatcher bit. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Okay, that's got that side done. Yeah, just those pointy bits, just want to be a little bit careful. There we go. Okay. There's the other feather, so that looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. Cool. Alright, so we have two feathers, and we have star and a moon, and then the piece de resistance is this Dreamcatcher bit. I hope this works out. I should have used the pipette though, but I was too impatient. Okay, I'm just pulling that away. Alright, so I got that top bit off. Okay, so I got it off. So what I did was I just kind of went around the edges here first, and then just kept going in further and further in the middle until I pushed it out. But I think if I used the pipette, it wouldn't have sort of gone quite so high in between those. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I got it out and it's all good. So that's what it looks like. Didn't that turn out gorgeous? That is so cool. That glitter really kind of makes it. And I didn't want too much in there because I didn't, like, I made the other bits more decorative. That is so pretty. Wow, that is so gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it together. So I have some bits and pieces here that I'll be using to put it together that I think I might need. I'm just going to zoom you out a teeny bit so I've got a little bit more room. So here we go. I'll get all these guys out of the road. And alright, so sort of looking, how do we do this? So I've got the Dreamcatcher bit there. And then these guys need holes in them. So they can kind of hang. I've got 4 bits there. I'm thinking maybe the star, because it has 2 holes in it. I can put the star up there. And then the moon I can kind of hang in the middle maybe. It's going to be off of it, isn't it? That's kind of my idea, sort of like that. And what I have is I've got some jump rings, and these you can get them like at any craft store. Spotlight have them as well. I got the bigger sort of ones because the pieces are quite thick. You need a jump ring that goes around it. I don't know if that will actually work, so let me just have a look. Try and thread it. Might be too thick. Yeah, it is. Huh. Well, that just ruined my plan, didn't it? I can get it in there just. Alright, so those are, they're the biggest ones I have. So, what do I do? Yeah, because they're quite thick. I was a bit worried about that. Well, oh yeah, okay, hang on, I can do something. Alright, so I got jump rings, so I may not use them. I've got some leftover chain from making just some bits and pieces. I thought I could dangle the chain down and give them a bit of length. Or you can just link jump rings, that will work as well. And I have these. These were safety pins that I got on my new work clothes. And I thought, ooh, they look kind of cool. They're neat. And I thought because it's sort of wider at the bottom, they might actually work better for hanging my little Doover wackies here. So let me have a look. I'll fit him in there. I haven't got my glasses on. Okay, so that works. So that's a possibility. All right. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay. So I can sort of leave him like that. Yeah. All right, that works. And then I just need to hang that one on the bottom. I need to put holes in these. So this is going to be interesting. I bought a, where are we? Of course, everything's on the other side. So I bought this from Spotlight, and I tried to open it and everything's fallen out. But anyway, it's got some bezels that you can put your resin in, and it's got just some little earring backs, all that sort of stuff. But on the back, it has a little drilling kit, and you can drill holes into your resin, apparently. I haven't tried it before. So I might just try that and just do it by hand. So I'm going to try to drill a couple of holes, like one on each top, and see if I can kind of hang them from the bottom. Okay. Alright, I think I've sorted out what I'm doing. I couldn't get the fine or sort of drill bit on there, but I did get the bigger one, so we're just going to make a bigger hole. For some reason it doesn't actually hold the smaller one, so that wasn't very helpful. But anyway, I got it, that went in easily, the bigger one, so we'll go with that. And then what I did was I just kind of worked out how I'm going to do this. So I've just attached my star with a little safety pin and popped him on there, and then I'm just working out how I'm doing the bottom bit. And I've got some of this chain that I took from a necklace ages ago, and just sort of held on to it. And I've just, because there's 4 loops, I wanted 4 bits hanging from there because I think it'll look lopsided if I do 3. So I've got the moon, and he's going to hook on with that safety pin. And I've just put a jump ring in the middle there. I'll show you how I did that actually. So with the jump rings, if you've never done a jump ring before, there's a little bit of a neck to it. It's very easy. So a jump ring is like a loop of wire, and what you do is you never pull it like that to create an opening. You always do it on the diagonal like that. Because when you go to close it, it closes properly like that, and then it's seamless, and then you're not going to have it slip off of other jump rings or, you know, pendant rings, that sort of thing. So that's kind of how you do it. You just do it. I've lost it. Where is it? Here it is. Always do it. Pull back like that towards you or away from you, and that's how you do it. So I just made that much bigger, and then my little moon, and I just sort of put it through there. Okay, we'll get another one. They're fiddly. They are fiddly. Alright. So I've got another jump ring, and all I'm going to do is just thread it through there, and because it does come out the other end slightly, I'm just going to bring this end over and then close it like that. And it's not going to come off. So that's kind of how I did that. I'll try and get it off now. There we go. So I'm just going to loop him on like that. And then these guys, I'm going to drill a hole in him and a hole in him. And then I'm just going to loop through with this and then hook it onto the chain. So I'll go through that bit with you. So like I said, this is a work in progress. We just kind of, nothing's ever simple, especially when I'm doing it. So I'll pull him out of the way. And I know he wants to go in there, and I'm just going to do these two. So creating a hole in resin is apparently really easy, but you know, nothing's ever easy for me. So I'm going to just I'm just going to eyeball it and hope for the best. So I will zoom you in so you can have a bit of a closer look as to what I'm doing. There we go, there we go. Okay, and then on this, that sort of turns like that. That makes it easier for you to twist it and drill it. Okay, so just sort of gotten it started, and I'm just going to twist it like that. And you can see all the shavings coming off. So you don't need to apply pressure because it'll do it itself. This is a fairly thick piece. Okay, so I've got the hole in my feather. Hopefully that's big enough. Might just... Ah, can't get out. Got it. Okay, so it now has a hole in there. It'd be easier if it was like under my nose, but because I was on an angle, it sort of took a little while. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got my piece of chain, and I'm going to loop my safety pin or my jump ring through there. And then I'm going to, oh, actually no, I'm not. Disregard what I just said. I'm just going to pop this through first. Through the hole there. So that's nice. Sits nicely. And then I'm just going to thread it through one of the loops on that chain. Yep, that's right. Close my safety pin. Or your jump ring if you've got a jump ring. So that's got that like that. Oh, it's starting to look good. And then this actually had hooks on it that I didn't use when I was doing my necklace. So I'm just going to pull that apart, and then I'm just going to loop it through here. And then I'm just going to squeeze it. There, like that. Oh, that looks cool. That looks pretty awesome. Alright, I'm going to do the other ones and hook them on, and then we'll sort of see how this all turns out. So I'm going to keep going, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I've drilled a hole in this one as well. That one took me ages, and I couldn't work out what was going on. It was because one of those crystal flakes was actually in the way of where I was trying to drill. So actually, oh gee, it made life so much harder. But anyway, I got through it. Okay, so he's got a hole in the middle like that, and I've just attached these guys just on like that. It's a little bit rough, but you know, it's okay. So I've just kind of attached them on there like that, and then I've got the chain already attached to the top bit, and I'm just gonna pop this safety pin through him. Make it a bit wider, just like that, or you can put your jump ring on there, and then I'm just gonna loop it through this chain. And then do it with the safety pin. Just make sure it's an open loop. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Doesn't look so nice when it's laying down, but anyway, so there you go. So I was trying to get varying lengths of those guys there, and I've just used this little guy here that I made a little pendant with the leftovers onto it. So that's kind of how I put that together. And one thing too, when I was trying to hand drill with this bit came off, and then that came out. So that is another piece that you insert the little drill bit in. So maybe one of those would work better for the thinner ones. So there's no instructions or anything, so you got to figure all this out by yourself, and I'm not mechanically minded at all. But anyway, that's a little hand drill thing. I can't remember how much a little kit cost. It wasn't that much really. But anyway, so that's if you want to hand drill holes so that you can hang them up and do whatever you like to do with your pieces. So anyway, so that's done. And they look pretty darn good. And then the top bit, like it's bits and pieces, but I think once it's hanging up, it'll look all right. And then the top bit there, I've got the star. And then it's just going to kind of spin around like that. But didn't that turn out gorgeous? Oh, I really love that. And you know what I really like is you got this little flick of pink in the star there. And then it brings it down, and then you've got some yellow, and then you've got your blues, and there's a little fraction of pink in there as well. And it just kind of bounces the colors out. So I think that turned out really, really well. That's all little bits and pieces I had, but it's pretty much off the cuff. I haven't designed anything. I just kind of jumped right in and did it. So I'd probably want to get bigger jump rings and that, but you know, it worked out. I think it looks great. So anyway, I will pop that aside and hang it up, and then I'll show you what it looks like hanging up. But that is absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful silicone mold that I got from DIY Digital Art. So that was just a little bit tricky, but I just sort of pushed it through from the back around these edges here first when I demolded it, and then kind of made my way into the middle. Obviously, the more solid the piece, the easier it is to get out, but you've got those really fine details, and I think they're really effective in this project. So I'll just explain why you've got your different pieces here. So you've got, you can use as your main frame, you can use that one or you can use that one. I like how you've got two different designs there. You have your moon has 2 holes and your star has 2 holes. So you can pretty much do whatever you want. I kind of did them both and just sort of played around with it, but like you can do it up the top like I've done there, or you can actually do it down the bottom here and do a link, have your moon, and then hang someone off the other end of your moon or your star, however you want to do that. Or you can just do one up the top, just like the star I did there. And then you've got your 2 feathers. I'm not sure why they don't have holes already in them, because they've done the double holes on those, so I don't understand why we didn't get a hole for these guys. But anyway, doesn't matter, hand draw worked. And that worked out really, really good. So, and that's a beautiful mold. I absolutely love that. I'll definitely be using that again. And then what I will do now is, because it's still got, you know, bits of dried resin on there, I will use baby wipes just to give that a wipe over. Once that's dry, I will store that in a Ziploc bag, and that way it will keep it nice and supple, won't dry out, and I can use it many, 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 many times. So it's a beautiful mold. I absolutely love it. And then you've got all these other bits and pieces. So with the Bookmark Mould that I got from OneDaySaving, I'm just going to thread ribbon through there and hang them on the Christmas tree or hang them in the window, because as they sort of spin around, they catch the light. So I reckon that'll look pretty darn cool. And then these little pieces here, I will make necklaces out of. Or you can hang them on the Christmas tree, or you can really do whatever you want. Hang them on the bottom of things. Really, you know, the possibilities are endless. So there's just a few different ideas. And then of course I've got my beautiful coaster. Gosh, I love that. And that was just chucking a few things in there, all your little bits and pieces left over. So very, very easy to do. So when you're sort of casting your molds, you've made up your resin, just make sure you have a few extra molds on hand to take care of that extra silicone, because you don't want to be wasting that. So just sort of recapping, when I mixed up the hardener and part A and part B, I wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing by just sort of doing it all in 1 cup. Afterwards, I thought, I probably should have done part A measurement in 1 cup, part B in another cup, and then combined them. So I was a little bit worried, because I thought, oh no, what if I haven't put enough hardener in it? You know, what if my measurements are slightly off? But as you can see, they worked out perfectly fine. So, so that was lucky. Bit rough. I was all over the place. My apologies. My hands got in the way. My apologies. This is not a tutorial. I'm just showing you how I went with starting off. I'm an absolute beginner with this. So further on down the track, as I get more experienced and I have a few more bits and pieces I want to play around with, then I will start doing tutorials. So this was just a really quick, you know, let's jump in and have a go at it. And you can kind of learn from my mistakes as I learned from my mistakes. But anyway, I think that turned out really, really good. I love that. How cool is that? And it didn't take a lot of resin either. So there you go. That is my beautiful resin project. My first epoxy resin project using DIY Digital Art's mold. I'd like to thank DIY Digital Art very, very much for sending that out to me for review, and also to OneDaySaving for sending me out that one for review as well. So thank you so much to both of you, and thank you so much for watching my video, because it was all over the place, so my apologies. But that's kind of how I roll, I think. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I will catch you next time. Bye!